It's become somewhat of an inside joke for young generations. Why was I taught that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but not how to do my taxes? And while mitochondria is important, it's not on many young adults' minds once they break into the real world. That's Genevieve. And she's thought the same thing. It's what led her to create what she calls a sidekick for adulthood.
I'm Genevieve Ryan Bellaire. I'm the founder and CEO of Realworld. There really isn't something else out there right now that actually helps you do what we're trying to help you do. And so we want to be the product that is all about simplifying adulthood. That's our mission statement.
In one study, 81% of students said they thought high school should prioritize the development of real-world skills rather than have students focus so much on specific subject matter. So, what does Realworld provide for its users?
Realworld is a platform, marketplace, and community to navigate adulthood. So we essentially help young people almost onboard into life after school by setting them up for success across their finances, healthcare, taxes, employer paperwork, kind of all of the life stuff that you typically don't learn in the classroom, and provide really a one-stop shop experience to help sort of succeed as a young adult.
What was your initial inspiration behind creating Realworld?
Realworld started really as a result of my own personal experience. I was really lucky to have an amazing education. I'm a lawyer by background, so I went straight from college into graduate school and spent a lot of time still in the classroom before actually entering the real world and starting my first job. And essentially realized as soon as I started working that despite all of that education, I never actually learned a lot of the practical real world things that you need to know to be successful when you get out there. And started realizing that pretty much everybody has that problem. And so we built this platform essentially to kind of close the gap and to really serve as almost like a one-stop shop or GPS for adulthood and sort of have everything in one place to be successful, thriving young adults.
There are three components to the Realworld platform that makes it so successful: education, tools and resources, and community. So how has Realworld helped its community?
You used to have a cost associated with it, so you had to pay essentially a monthly fee to get access to Realworld. We actually did away with that completely and made the platform free end of last year. And we did that because we really wanted to democratize sort of critical education information around the space so that everybody can be prepared for the real world, not just if you're willing to pay for it. There's lots of other ways that we can monetize, but it was important for us to make sure that this was something that was sort of available more broadly to our community and beyond.
What's something about your industry that you'd like to break down?
What's exciting about what we're building is that I think it is a product that could not have been built 5 years ago, even maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. And the reason for that is that as we start building out this platform that is sort of like a centralized place to navigate adulthood, there's a lot of interesting technology that happens within the product to make that feel like a really personalized experience. So whether it's things like us allowing you to save important information in a secure way or sync different accounts into the platform itself, these are actually things that were not possible like 5-10 years ago. And so what we've been able to do is tap into sort of like the innovations that are happening within the industry already to build a product that's almost forward-looking. And so we've been able to take advantage of a lot of those different trends as we've been building our own platform so that we can truly be this hub where all of your sort of life stuff comes together.
What are some milestones Realworld has achieved that you're most proud of?
The last couple of years have been really exciting for us. We're building a new product, building a new category. Again, there's not another product that has really taken on adulthood. And so being the first of its kind has its own excitement, but also has its own challenges because you're truly building something out of nothing. There's not really a product or a company you can look to say, we're going to make like a 2% or 5% better version of that. And so a lot of the milestones that we've accomplished have really been creating a product, creating a messaging system, creating a brand that is a new type of a category. And so this past year, we'd had a website for a long time, and that was really the core part of our product, where we had everything from educational videos to more step-by-step flows we call playbooks, which are kind of like instructions to help you do any of these different decisions. We released a mobile app this year, which was a huge milestone because it's allowed us to actually be more a part of your life as a user, to remind you to do different things, pay your rent on time, make sure you get a dentist appointment every 6 months, like be a little bit more integrated in terms of being that sidekick for adulthood. And now we're really focusing on positioning Realworld as sort of the category defining product in the space.
If you think about it, Realworld's main competition is Google. So how can they compete with that? Well, Realworld uses colleges and universities as channel partners to introduce their platform to recent graduates. One such university is Genevieve's alma mater, Princeton. They also keep all their information in one space where people can easily find it and schedule it into their daily lives. That's more than Google can do. All right, what's one piece of advice you wish you'd known before becoming an entrepreneur?
I wish someone would have said it is very non-linear to actually build a meaningful company. It oftentimes, you really only hear the highlights. You don't hear about like all of the late nights, all of the challenges, the fails, the like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back type of process that it takes to actually build something new. And that's part of the excitement of building something new, is that you're literally creating something out of nothing, but it's a really challenging process. So I think I wish someone had just said, it's okay if things, don't go like this. As long as they get here, you can take sort of a lot of different ways to get there, and you most likely will have to go down those different paths.
What should everyone consider before becoming an entrepreneur?
If you're going to build something, make sure it's something you really deeply care about, because it will truly be your life for years. And it should be something that is a problem that excites you in and of itself, not just a solution that excites you. Because the reality is that when you're building something, you'll realize, at least I realized, the solution that I thought we needed to build was not the right one. We had to continue to learn from users, what do you actually want us to build to solve this problem for you? So falling in love with a problem space, falling in love with a need that someone has, as opposed to a beautifully designed solution that you think is great, is sort of critical to make sure that you're actually building something that's meaningful.